I had a situation earlier this week. Now this happened twice to me in 1 week, and I said I wasn't gonna talk about it.
Talk to me.
But I'm gonna talk about it. All right. This is probably about to turn into a whole nother show. So earlier this week, man, I made a comment on my page, and the comment said, me and I probably gotta go back to it.
You talking about the what's name?
Yeah.
About men help is
This is the thing. This is what makes men happy. And I was talking about providing for their family or making sure building and goal oriented and stuff like that. Like that's what I specifically said men. So you get positive feedback. I don't even mind the negative feedback, but sometimes it kind of triggers me. So I had got a young lady that commented on it, and she said something about it ain't just men. No, it ain't. Yeah, it ain't men. Women look for that too. This ain't gender specific.
Yeah. But you know where that comes from, though, right?
It comes well. A couple of things. It sounds like feminist talk, and or it comes from trauma.
Yeah, but that's feminist talk is trauma.
Right.
The feminist movement was made by trauma women.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It wasn't made by black women initially.
Right.
It was made by they felt like they was not getting they come up from their white man and everything else. But even with the idea of the suffrage movement, that was positive. But feminism, as far as modern day feminism, second, third, and fourth wave feminism, has always been this gender equality thing. I don't believe that the genders are equal. I don't believe in gender equality. I believe in that it should be fair. I believe in universal suffrage should give the same pay, same equal access. But I don't treat a woman the same way I treat a man. I never will.
Right.
Yeah, right.
So, this is like, so I'm quite sure you probably don't believe in alpha female either.
Well, I call it alpha male women when they say that because think about it. An alpha is the top tier.
Right.
These women who say they alpha women are only expressing masculine traits, which is not the top tier woman. You ain't the pick of the litter. That's why you complain anyway. They actually be better for guys who are more softer. And I don't prefer using beta for men because some guys are just a little softer in some ways, but they might be harder in other ways.
Right.
That's really a woman's view of how men should look, But they don't want that man because they want the ideal, what they consider alpha male. So that means even in their subconscious, they want to submit. Because for them to even have the procreation is to submit. So that's their natural thing. So a feminist is really fighting against their own mentality. So if they hate man authority, man leadership. Also, they hate women respect for family. Right. When I ask a feminist, I say, okay, tell me what's your integrity about? What do you have to do all day? What's your duties as a feminist woman? But all they can say is I changed my mind, like have party and everything else. So that means the moment you have the ability to do anything you want, you live a hedonistic life where you want to just, the best looking guy and the fastest car and all that. And that poses how does that equate to building society and building the next generation? So I'm against it.
Yeah.
I said myself, and not so much in terms of what you just said, but it was similar. I think this new generation, the more the generation's going up, the stronger this so-called feminist thing is, because back in the day, and we know this, I'm 55.
Okay.
So, back in the day, you didn't have a lot of women speaking out of turn, speaking out of place. They can't, and they hate hearing this, but I'm a firm believer. Everybody plays their role. When you know your role, play your role.
Yeah.
But when you tell a woman that now, like today's woman, it's always this, I'm getting small. You don't see, and that is a problem right there, because I'm not insulting you, because I have a role. You got a role. Play your role, and I'm gonna play mine. You say it now, there's a problem, and that's what I'm saying. This new generation stuff now, I don't too much care for it. I'm old school.
Absolutely.
I put that on the government. You know why? Because they put them in their man role.
That's why.
And so now they incorporated.
Generation acting the way they act. The men do.
What she say?
That's why the young generation act the way they act. But for older women, it's not a role. Because now, like I said, it takes two people now to manage a household. So
You gonna speak from back there, baby? Come on.
Come on, come on, she got something to say.
I think the word. I think the word.
That's the trigger.
It is the word.
That's the trigger.
But okay, so maybe I didn't find a better word for it. Because everybody has you might ever have partnership.
But technically now, if you really want to get into it, the term partnership when it comes to relationship comes from homosexuality. being somebody's partner.
Partner,
You a
yeah.
husband or a wife.
Yeah.
Yes.
Husband, the definition goes to husbandry. You are a leader. She needs you to be her leader. When she don't have you as her leader, she's already off. So a lot of problem with relationships already initiated is when women pick guys who not worthy to be their leader. You see what I'm saying?
Don't get me wrong. I know
That's a good point.
I know
If
the
you
culture.
can't submit to him, why have a
yes,
child?
I know the men have messed it up for a lot of women, and I get this. So I'm not saying that. Oh, you supposed
I'm
to
not
the
gonna
man.
say the man messed it up, brother.
No, I'm going to. Well, go ahead.
Well, the reason why is hypergamy. Women choose from a tier guys over them. So a lot of times women, just like they had the dating app, swipe left, swipe right, they have shown from the research that they pick guys based off of superficial reasons, certain kind of height. You make $100,000 or you flash money. So basically, if you ain't tricking or a mandingo, you ain't gonna get that initial play.
Yeah.
And what's happening is they feeling butthurt afterwards. It's something called the alpha widow effect. When a woman have a guy who's like the best guy, she felt like he was the best, he got away, she mourns the idea of him and compare every man to him. That's why when some women say, I gotta have a man a certain size, well, hey, you got a finger, you know, you make your own orgasm. So that means the idea is so embedded in your mind, you've been imprinted on, which women are naturally imprinted on. Did you know if a woman sleep with a man for 3 months or more, pieces of his DNA gonna be in her forever?
Yeah.
So we know this. So feminism tries to get away from that. Now, like I'm saying, universal suffrage is perfect. Everybody equal pay, equal work, protection of the government, all that. But on top of that, men and women are different. And most black women don't believe in real feminism because no black woman I know believe that a man should be hitting no woman.
Right.
Oh yeah.